Hello everyone, my name is Gus, and thank you again for joining me today for Core Power. Core Power is a beginner-friendly class that is welcome to all fitness levels. Core Power is a class that utilizes dynamic movements to strengthen and activate your core, as well as relieving tension in parts of your body, such as your shoulders, your back, and your legs and hips. This class utilizes very dynamic movements, and what we're going to start off with today is a dynamic warm-up that consists of 3 exercises. The only equipment you'll need for this workout is a yoga mat and a yoga block. If you do not have a yoga block, you're more than welcome to use a towel, just roll it up and use it accordingly for our exercises we'll use the yoga block for. For the yoga mat, if you do not have a yoga mat, that's totally fine. You can do that on just your floor as well. To start the workout, we're going to start on the yoga mat in prime position. Now, we went over prime. Prime is going to be positioned like so, with our shoulders lining up over our wrists and our hips lining up right over our knees, just like so, like a tabletop. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a hip arch and tuck. So we're going to arch our back and tuck our hips, squeezing our core. Let's hold that for 5 seconds. We're going to do 5 reps of these. Go ahead and relax, arch your back, and tuck your hips. You don't want to round your back. It's not a cat cow. We're going to keep our back flat, bring our hips to our belly button, just like so. Good. Go ahead and relax. Breathe in as you arch, and breathe out as you tuck. Good. Let's do 2 more of these. 1 last hip arch and tuck. Just like so. There. Now let's go ahead and flip onto our backs. We're going to be doing a glute bridge next. So, for the glute bridge, we want to keep our knees bent like so. Hands by our hips like so. And we want to arch and tuck our hips, push our low back into the mat, and press through your heels to hold. Hold for 2 seconds, and come down. Do not leave tension away from your hips as you lower. You want to keep that tension placed on your core, and you want to maintain that arch and tuck in the glute bridge. Good. If you feel you need to re-arch and re-tuck your hips every rep, you're more than welcome to. That way you're ensuring you're keeping your tuck throughout the whole movement. Good. Let's do 2 more of these. Good. Go ahead and lower. 1 last one. And relax. Good job. Now the next move we will be doing, we'll be utilizing our yoga block, like so. We'll be taking this yoga block. Let's start laying on our left side. We will lay on the left side just like so. Drive our right knee into this pad right here, and keep our left leg straight like so. You want to go ahead and relax your neck. Keep both arms straight like so. You want to keep your elbows straight. Before we start moving, drive your knee into the pad to ensure you're maintaining a stable hip. And then go ahead and move with both arms straight like so. Once you reach your end range, bring your top arm down towards your ear to get a nice stretch in your torso. Then go ahead and bring your arm back and relax. If you feel you don't have enough range of motion to go through the whole move, that's okay. Go to where you're comfortable. You just want to maintain your hip and knee driving into the yoga block. Good. Let's do 3 more of these, everyone. Now, let's incorporate breathing. Let's go ahead and breathe in. And exhale as you get to the top. This will allow you to get a little bit more range of motion in the stretch. Good. Let's do 2 more. One last one on this side. And relax. Good. Let's go ahead. Let's switch sides. Now we'll be laying on our right side. Block goes under our left knee like so. Good. Then straight arm just like so. Anchor yourself into the block. Go ahead and rotate. And return. Good. Let's do 3 more of these, a total of 5. Good. This move's great because not only does it help get into your back, it also helps get into a little bit of your shoulder with us reaching by our ear. It's a good little shoulder stretch. Good. One last one. And great. Good job, everyone. That was our warm-up. For our main body of our workout, we'll be doing a total of 5 exercises in 2 circuits. So after we're done with our first circuit, we'll go ahead, move on, and rest, and then start our second circuit. To start our first exercise in the first circuit, we'll be on our backs, like so. Similar to that glute bridge position, we'll be right here with just our arms above us, like so. What we're going to do is a dead bug, but just the arm drop. You're going to focus on keeping your elbow corkscrewed. Try to touch your thumb to the floor, like so. If you can only get to right here, that's totally fine. Just maintain your elbow corkscrew as you lower. We're going to do 10 of these. Good. And one key here, you want to make sure you hip arch and tuck to keep your low back pressed into the floor. This is really going to engage your core. If you feel like your back is arching as you're going, you're losing tension on your core. You want to just simply re-arch and tuck again and lower to the floor. Good. Let's do 3 more, everyone. Good. And last one. That was great. Okay, for the next exercise, we'll be doing shoulder tees, but with a yoga block. We'll be facing down. I'll go ahead and place the yoga block right here. And we're going to have to go ahead and put our forehead face down like so. Before we go ahead and go face down, keep your toes planted like me. If you don't have a block, you can go ahead and use a towel for this exercise. Go ahead and put your arms straight out like so, thumbs up. And you're going to raise your wrists, squeeze the shoulder blades, hold for 2 seconds, and relax. We're going to do 5 of these, everyone. Go ahead and start again. Lift, squeeze, and relax. Good. We're going to do another 3. Relax. 2 more. One last one. And good. Well, let's go ahead and go into our next exercise. We will be doing a hip drive movement. So we'll start again in our base position that we learned. That's going to be hips back, arms all the way out in front of you like child's pose. But you want to keep your toes planted into the mat. Once you're here, go ahead and push your hips forward until you are almost in a modified plank position. You want to keep your core engaged during this and squeeze your glutes at the end range. Go ahead and pull back. We're going to do a total of 6 of these. As you drive forward, you want to make sure that you're breathing out and inhaling as you pull back in. Good. As you pull back, you do not want to arch your back like so. You do not want to round your shoulders. You want to keep your shoulders down and back and push back into your hips. This is going to really help get into your deep hips and really stretch those out. One last one. And relax. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to a knee lift, but instead of slope this time, we're going to be in prime position. So, when we're going into knee lift, we want to be in this prime position again, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And what we're going to do is we're going to corkscrew our elbows. Again, we're going to corkscrew our elbows like we want to show them to each other. Then lift up in the air, hold for 2 seconds. And down. We're going to do a total of 6 of these, everyone. Go ahead and lift. And relax. 4 more. Breathe in before you lift. Exhale as you lift. Good. You do not want to lift too high like so. That's going to take tension away from your abs. You want to keep your knees just above the ground. Good, everyone. Let's do 2 more. Good. We're going to do one last one, everyone. And awesome. So now we're going to do a flow move to where it incorporates a hip drive as well as a knee lift and puts it all together. So to do this flow, we're going to start in prime position. To do this, we're going to corkscrew our elbows, lift into prime, step back into a plank, lower your knees to the floor, go back into base, like so, and push your hips forward over your knees like a hip drive, and then we're going to lift back into plank, step back to prime, just like so. Again, we're going to be incorporating a lot of different moves into one single motion. I'll go through it slow for the first set, and then on the second circuit, we will go through it a bit faster. Corkscrew your elbows, arch and tuck, lift, step back to plank, knees down, back to base, drive forward, lift, step up. Good. Lift, step back, knees down, back to base, forward, up, and return. Good. Plank, knees to floor, base, drive, lift, and return. Okay, last one, everyone. Everyone's doing great. Lift, plank, knees to floor, back to base, drive forward, lift, and return. Okay, good job, everyone. That was our first circuit. Let's go ahead and rest for a little bit. Let's get some water if we need to. And then we are going to start our second circuit in just a few seconds. Make sure everyone just shakes it off. Relieve any tension you may have in your muscles. Let's take some deep breaths. Okay, everyone. We're going to start our second circuit. So again, let's start in that dead bug position. Let's move this out of the way. Let's start in that dead bug position again. Remember, arch and tuck your hips. Take your arm down to the floor like so. And lift up. We're going to do another 10 reps of these in total. Remember to keep your low back pressed into the floor. It's really going to help target your core. Good. You should really feel a nice stretch in the lat as you're doing this move. One last one. And up like so. Good. Now, we're going to go ahead and flip back over, utilize our blocker towel, and we'll be doing shoulder tees. One quick cue I want to give out is you don't want to shrug your shoulders up too fast. You want to control them on the way up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, just like so. You should feel like you're lifting from the back of your shoulder, not with your wrists. Let your shoulder do all the work. Going left, squeeze, and relax. Lift, squeeze. Make sure you're engaging your core with this exercise. Good. One last one. And relax. Good. Now we're going to do a hip drive again. We'll do 6 reps of these. Let's start again in base. The arms as far forward as we can put them. Let's go ahead and drive forward. Shoulders should be over the wrists. Glutes engaged. Pull back. Pull forward. Just like so. We're going to do 6 reps of these, everyone. This is set number 3. 2 more reps. Good. Last one, make sure you drive through, squeeze the glutes, and return. Good. Now let's go ahead and go on to hip lifts. We're going to be in our prime position again for this move. So once we're set up here, I'm going to corkscrew those elbows, slightly tuck the hips, lift, and down. We're going to do 6 reps of these. Lift, and down. Tuck your hips, lift, and down. If you feel like your shoulders are rounding forward, make sure you corkscrew those elbows. It's really going to help with the stability here. And down. One last one. And down. Good. Now we're going to go a little bit faster through this flow in the second circuit this time. So again, we're going to start with the flow in prime position. We want to make sure that we corkscrew the elbows, lift, step back, knees down, go back to base, drive through, lift, and step up. Good. We're going to do 4 more of these, everyone. Just like so. Good. When you're lifting back up into elevated prime, you do not want to hike your hips too much. So, for example, you don't want to lift here. You want to lift just above the floor, step back. This is all to keep tension placed on your abs. 3 more. 2 more, everyone. Make sure you are breathing throughout this move to make sure you're not holding in your air. Last one. Drive through, lift, and return. Okay. Good job, everyone. So we're done with our 2 circuits. Let's go ahead and do our cool down stretches. The first stretch we are going to do, we're going to stretch our hip flexors. We're going to be in a 90-90 pose like so. 90-degree angle in the front knee, 90-degree angle in the back knee. We just want to slightly arch and tuck our hips, engage our glute that's on the back side. So in this instance, my left foot's down. I want to squeeze my left glute, push forward, and you'll feel a stretch on the left side. So whatever leg is down behind you, that's where you're going to feel the stretch. Go and return. We're going to do 5 of these, everyone. Arch and tuck, squeeze the glute. Breathe in out. Good. Return. 3 more. Good. 2 more. We'll go ahead and switch legs now. The right foot's going to be down this time. We're just going to arch and tuck our hips, push forward. And relax. Push forward. And relax. 3 more, everyone. Last one. And good. Let's return here. So now we're going to do a seated quad stretch. What you're going to do is you're going to place your feet flat on the floor. I'll do it to the side so you guys can see. Feet flat on the floor. You're going to sit back on your heels and really let your quads stretch out so we can get that nice to relax. For this, we're going to hold for 1 minute. Let's go ahead and take deep breaths in. As you're breathing, you want to imagine like you're breathing into your stomach. Breathe in. You should feel your ribs expand as you breathe in. Good. That's really going to help stretch out your quads as well as a little bit of your ankles. Everyone's doing great. Deep breath in. And relax. Good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sit crisscross applesauce like so. We're going to do a shoulder stretch first. We're going to take our right arm, bring it across our body like so. Let's hold for 30 seconds. Taking deep breaths into our stomach each time. Good, everyone. And let's go and switch sides. Good. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to pull our arm behind our arm like so. Press back on our shoulder, or elbow, and push our tricep. That's going to really help get into the triceps to stretch those out a little bit. Hold that for 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and switch. Deep breaths in. And relax. Shake it off. I want to thank you all again for attending my class today. I really hope you enjoyed today's workout. Again, my name is Gus. This was Core Power, and I hope to see you again next time for our next video.